In episode 12, Truth Discovered, Captain Mitchell tells the Rangers the story behind his son, Ryan, and what happened to him. So, like, years ago, when Ryan and Dana were kids, like, Captain Mitchell was driving them from their grandparents' house, I think, and it was like a stormy, rainy night, and they were on the road, and then, you know, Captain Mitchell took his eyes off the road for a second, and then he almost got hit by this, like, big old truck, I think, I remember, and then, you know, he tried to swerve out of the way, and then he went over a cliff, and he managed to grab his kids in time before the car had crashed to the ground, and then Captain Mitchell was like hanging on to like the cliff, you know, trying not to fall. And I think he had Dana like right here, but his son Ryan was hanging on to his leg. And Ryan is like slipping from his leg. He's like, no, Ryan, hang on, buddy. I'm sorry, like this was serious though, but so yeah, you know, kids were about to die. Stop laughing. All right, so you know, they were trying to hang on for dear life, and then Diabolico shows up to Captain Mitchell in like a ghost form. He's like, I can save your son. I can save him. But if I save his life, then he belongs to me. You know, and Captain Mitchell's like, never! And then Ryan slipped and was about to fall to his death. And then Captain Mitchell was like, save him! And then Diabolico saved him. And Ryan was like unconscious after, you know, Diabolico saved him. And Diabolico was like, he belongs to me now. You won't see your son until his 20th birthday. And then he disappeared. So yeah, that's the story. That's how Diabolico got his son. And now his son has grown up and he's breaking into the Aqua base and stealing titanium powers. And now his son is the Titanium Ranger and wants to kill everything. Yeah, that's the story. Question. Okay, these demons were sealed away for 5,000 years, right? That's what we learned. So how did Diabolico show up, like, whatever, 15 years ago maybe, and kidnap Ryan? How did he do that if he was locked up? Okay. It's like, this story is awesome if it wasn't for the plot hole. You know what I mean? But, I mean, yeah, this story would be really perfect if it wasn't for the plot hole. But, you know, maybe Diabolico could use astral projection. I mean, I watch magic shows all the time, so it's like I can just come up with a reason for it. Astral projection. Diabolico could do that, and he kidnapped Ryan. But how did he know about, like, how did Diabolico know, like, you won't see your son until his 20th birthday? Like, so where have you been keeping Ryan this whole time? Like, I don't know. These are a whole bunch of questions that were never really answered, but whatever. I don't care. It's an interesting story, though. So Diabolico stole Captain Mitchell's son and then raised him to be evil. That is an interesting story, though, on that point. So, yeah. So now the Rangers like, oh, well, we're not going to kill him then. We're going to try our best to get him to see reason, you know. So, yeah. Then the Titanium Ranger showed back up into the city, and he was attacking the place. And I think Dana went on her own at first to try to stop him because, you know, that's her brother, you know. And then they had like a short fight where Ryan basically kicked her ass. And then he was all mad because, like, Dad loved you more. He left me to die. He chose you. Die. Diabolico has made perfectly sure that Ryan has a lot of daddy issues. So yeah, they had a brief fight. And then Dana was like, that's not true. Dad loved you. You wanted to be a firefighter just like him, you know. And then Ryan's memories were starting to come back a little bit. And then the other Ranger showed up, and then he just, you know, ran away. And then I think he went back to the place where they had, like, the crash. And then Captain Mitchell showed up to talk to his son and explain the truth to him. Like, you know, I didn't leave you to die. I didn't choose to save my daughter over you. I love you both. It was Diabolico. I had no choice. You had slipped. I had to save you, you know. And then Ryan was like, you're lying. Diabolico's the only one who cares about me. And then he tackled his dad. Then they both went over that cliff. And then I think they were both, like, Captain Mitchell grabbed on to a part of the mountain, and then he grabbed his son. He's like, hold on, buddy, I got you. Basically saying the same thing he said back when Ryan was a kid and they were on that cliff. And then Ryan started to remember perfectly everything. It's like, you're not lying to me. Diabolico lied to me. After Ryan came to that realization, like, both of them fell and were about to die, and then Ryan morphed and saved his daddy, and then after that he just left because he was just too confused about everything, so he just left. And then he went to the Skull Cavern to tell Diabolico that he won't be working for evil anymore. So, yeah. And Diabolico was like, don't you dare walk away from me. And Ryan was like, psh, bitch. And then just left. So yeah, despite some gaps in this story, I really do like the Titanium Ranger stuff. Like, I thought it was awesome. I'm glad that they decided to make their own US-made original Power Ranger. You know, I think that was cool. And to have him fight and be evil at first and then turn good, you know, it's a classic little Power Ranger story. I liked it. In episode 13, Ryan's Destiny, Ryan returns to the Aqua base, and he returns the titanium morpher that he stole to Captain Mitchell, and he's like, I just don't know who I am anymore. I have to go away and go find myself and make sure that I'm not evil. You know, he was questioning whether or not he was good or evil and all this stuff. And really, one look at him at this point, you could tell that he's good. It's like, he was just like, there was no question, there was no evil in him anymore. Which, in a way, is kind of, you know, disappointing. Because, like, spoilers, at the end of this episode, he learns that he's good and joins the team as a Titanium Ranger. But it's like, after that, like, there was no hint of evil in him at all. And that's a little unrealistic. It's like, if you've grown up all these years around demons and they've been teaching you all this evil stuff, you would still, like, even though you know the truth now, you would still have some, like, evil in you. You would have some type of negative reactions to stuff, even if you are good now. So the fact that he was just really goody two shoes after he became good, I mean, he could be good, but you know, he could still have, like, you know, old habits die hard. So like, whenever, like, what if we had a scene where somebody came up to Ryan and was giving him dirty looks or said something smart, and he just went, you know, and then the other Rangers would have to step out like, dude, like, you can't be doing that, man. You can't do that. You good now. Like, that would have been cool. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. Like, he could still be good, but have a temper. You know what I mean? Or something that shows that, yep, he was definitely raised by demons. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't have a problem with what they did, because I do like Ryan. I thought he was a cool Power Ranger. But if you wanted to tell a more engaging story, then he should have had, like, those hints of, yeah, I may be good, but I was raised by demons, so fall back. I ain't no killer, but don't push me, you know, basically. Also, in this episode, Diabolico unleashes his 3 most powerful monsters: Thunderon, Demonite, and Hellhound. One of these things is not like the other. But anyway, Diabolico unleashes these 3 super demons onto Mariner Bay, and the Rangers try to fight them, and there's a damn good action scene. Like, oh, this action was good. And the Rangers just get their asses kicked throughout this whole episode, really, until Ryan, you know, gets his shit together and says, like, I am good, I want to be a Ranger. And he shows up, and he has a great original fight scene with these 3 demons, and he beats them up by himself, and it was awesome. You know, and then the demons, you know, went away. Yeah, so now there are 6 Rangers. But wait! This episode didn't exactly have a happy ending. You see, Diabolico visited Ryan in his dreams at the end of the episode, and he put a powerful curse on him. The curse of the cobra. So this curse, basically Diabolico put a cobra tattoo on the back of Ryan. And basically the curse works like this. Every time Ryan morphs, the cobra will move up your body until it reaches your neck and destroys you. So yeah, Ryan can't morph anymore. The more he morphs now, the cobra will move up his body until it reaches his neck, and then it will bite him and kill him. Yeah, pretty deep for a kid show, huh? Ugh. So yeah, can I just make this comment about the Lightspeed villains? Alright, so in the beginning of the season, I wasn't really feeling them. You know, I mean, they weren't that bad, but you know, I mean, they weren't that intriguing either. It wasn't until we got into the Titanium arc and then Diabolico summoned his 3 most powerful monsters. It wasn't until this point that I was like, alright, I'm starting to like these villains. Well, really Diabolico. I was really starting to like Diabolico. And what really added to me liking Diabolico is the stuff with Queen Bansheera. Because at this point, Queen Bansheera was getting fed up with Diabolico's crap. She's like, okay, why is my palace not here yet? Why have you not done what the fuck I asked you to do? Why are these Rangers still here? Kill them, or I will give your star power to my son, damn it. Like, what is going on here? So, you know, Diabolico you know, he was working on a time limit here. Like, Queen Bansheera was not playing. So, like, and I really liked him at this point because he was like, God damn it, fuck Impus. I should kill him right now. So I like Diabolico at this moment. Not to mention, you know, Diabolico just had an awesome design. Like, his demon costume, like, come on. He just looks freaking awesome. And he had an awesome voice, too. That is how a villain's voice should be. So in episode 14, Curse of the Cobra, Ryan was in his room, I think, and he was like changing his shirt or something, or he was just looking at the tattoo because, you know, what happened in his dream happened in reality. He really did have the cobra on his back. So he was just looking at it, and then Carter was coming in his room, and he saw that Ryan had this like tattoo on him. But I don't think he asked him at that point. So the three demons, you know, Thunderon, Demon Knight, Falcor, they showed up in the city again to attack, and all 6 Rangers went to confront them. Yes, Ryan took his silly ass out to the fight, even though he knows about this curse. And then he morphed, you know, they were all fighting the monsters and had a pretty good fight scenes, of course. And then the cobra started acting up while Ryan was fighting, and it was glowing in his back, and Carter kind of saw that the snake image was glowing back there. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know, but they didn't really have time to talk about it because, you know, demons. So they were fighting that, and then, Demon Knight made a clone of himself to fight Ryan, and that clone was kicking the crap out of Ryan too. So yeah, and then Ryan got separated from the other Rangers. The other Rangers were fighting the 3 demons, and then Carter managed to kill Demon Knight in a badass way, which ended up killing the clone because they were connected. You know, fortunately, you know, he killed the clone before the clone could kill Ryan, because Ryan was just really getting his morpher just kicked all across the city in this episode. So yeah. After that, you know, Demon Knight grew giant, Rangers killed him again. But yeah, at the end of this episode, the Rangers and Captain Mitchell finally discovered that, you know, Ryan is cursed and he's stupidly endangering his life by constantly morphing. So Carter came into Ryan's room. He's like, alright, so I noticed that you have this snake tattoo on your back because I was looking at you while you were changing shirts, no homo though, and it looks like that snake is alive, so what is going on here? And Ryan was like, okay, it is alive, okay? And every time I morph, it's gonna keep going up my body, and then until it kills me, alright? But don't tell my dad, alright? Look, I wanna be good, I wanna do some good in the world, okay? And I'm willing to risk my life or whatever. And then Captain Mitchell overheard this, and he came in and he said, nope, you're not gonna be a Ranger anymore, I forbid it! And that's how that episode ended. Episode 15, Strength of the Sun, introduced the new Megazord, the Max Solar Zord. Miss Fairweather and her team designed this Zord for Ryan, but Ryan can't use it, you know, because of the curse and everything. So, yeah. Even though later in the season they were able to just control the thing by remote. But for now they can't use it. Only Ryan can do it. The Rangers fight the 2 remaining demons, Falcor and Thunderon. And then they take it to the Zords, and they're getting their asses whooped. So Ryan runs out there and risks his life to save his friends, you know. So he pilots the Max Solar Zord. And the Max Solar Zord is, like, freaking awesome, too. It's just so flexible, and it has all these lasers, and it can, like, swing really fast and kick stuff. Like, it's freaking awesome, man. It can turn into a spaceship. Just awesome. But at the end of the Zord fight, and I love this, like, after the Rangers beat the demons, Ryan, like, passes out in his Zord. Like, the other Ranger's like, yeah, Ryan, we did it. Ryan, you there? And Ryan was, like, passed out from the pain of the cobra moving up his back. Like, that was freaking awesome. Episode 16, the Cobra Strike, is, like, one of my favorite Lightspeed episodes. So, yeah, in this episode, shit kind of hits the fan. Like, Diabolico is tired of all these failures, so he goes out to confront the Rangers himself, and he has, like, a brief battle with them in the beginning of the episode, and he kicks their asses just badassly, and then he revives his 3 fallen monsters and combines them into one body. The 3 of us together make Trika! And then Trika had a badass fight with the Rangers and kicked their asses, but, you know, if the Rangers get beat up in Lightspeed, Miss Fairweather and her team gives them new weapons. So they got the battle boosters, which are basically like Andros' battleizer. Not the armor, mind you, just like when Andros used to power up his fist with the little morpher device. Yeah, that's basically the battle booster. So yeah, they used that to defeat Trika. And then Diabolico showed up and like just challenged the Rangers to a big ass Zord fight. I love that. Like Carter was like, "What you gonna do, Diabolico?" And Diabolico was like, "What I should have done long ago. Destroy you myself." I loved it, man. Like, that Zord fight was killer. Like, he kicked the crap out of them. Meanwhile, Ryan figured out how to, you know, get rid of his curse. You know, he was raised by demons. So at some point, Diabolico apparently told him about the curse. So he knew to go to this snake temple or something. I don't know. He went there, and then he fought the cobra demon, I guess, that was there. And once he killed that demon, then he was free from the curse. So after he destroyed the cobra, he went to join the Rangers to fight Diabolico. He called on his Max Solar Zord, and then he combined his Zord with the Lightspeed Zord, which formed the Lightspeed Solar Zord, which is one of my favorite Megazords of all time. It's just so freaking beautiful. And, you know, Diabolico tried to blast it with his power, but it absorbed it, and then it just shot Diabolico down with all these cannons and laser beams just everywhere, and it's just freaking awesome. And then Diabolico was destroyed, man. You have done the impossible. You have defeated the mighty Diabolico. But rest assured that Queen Bansheera will avenge my defeat 1,000-fold. After Diabolico was destroyed, his star power went to baby Impus. And then baby Impus went into a cocoon. And then he came out of the cocoon as a fully grown demon named Olympius. So in episode 17, Olympius Ascends, Queen Bansheera herself introduces the Rangers to her son, Prince Olympius, with all of his powers. Oh yes, boy, he was rocking Diabolico's star power. Like, he beat the crap out of the Rangers, and then he kidnapped four of them, like Joel, Chad, Kelsey, and Dana. And then he left. And then since he had them captured, like, he captured them inside of him, so he was able to shapeshift into their appearance. And he used their appearance to be able to sneak aboard the Lightspeed Aqua base, because they have like a above ground entrance to the place. So he snuck in there, and then he was trying to open that passageway so that the other demons could sneak in. Why they can't just teleport in there or just blast it down, I don't really... But whatever, this plan eventually failed because Carter realized what was going on, and then Carter was able to push Olympius into like this pool of water, and then, you know, these demons, they can't handle water, so Olympius temporarily lost all his powers, and then the Rangers were free. Episode 19 though, the Queen's Return, this is where shit hits the fan again. In this episode, there's this planetary alignment that only happens like, I don't know, 3,000 years, whatever, some thousand years. It's always something with the show, whatever, but it's a rare planetary alignment, and on this day, they're going to perform, the demons are going to perform a ceremony to bring back the Queen, to revive her and give her her full bodily form, because, you know, she's still playing Casper, the evil-ass bitch ghost. So, yeah, they need to revive her. So, yeah, Prince Olympius, you know, he doesn't have his powers anymore. And since then, Viper and Loki have just been disrespecting him. And disrespecting him. And disrespecting him. And really, I remember when I was a kid, this bothered me so much. I'm like, he's the prince. Why are you acting like this? Like, I liked it when Diabolico was doing it because, you know, it was his life at stake. But, you know, like, nobody's threatening to kill you guys. Just serve him. He's the freaking prince. Yeah, in this episode, they basically just said, like, Olympius, you stay out the way. We are in charge. We are running this, and you are worthless, especially because you don't have any powers right now. So, yeah, Loki was apparently in charge of this operation. No wonder it failed. So, yeah, and they had this monster named Spellbinder who was going to do the incantation to summon the Queen, you know. So, yeah, they had the ceremony thing. The Rangers, of course, step in and stop it. And really, Ryan is the one who stopped it because, you know, the incantation was going strong and there was like a source of energy that was, you know, powering up the Queen, and the Queen was like, her face was like in the sky at one point, and she summoned up a tidal wave to destroy the whole damn city. And the Rangers, you know, they were like about to die, and then Ryan destroyed like the energy source that was feeding the Queen power, and then, you know, she lost her power, so the tidal wave disappeared and everything. And after that, the demons thought that Queen Bansheera was destroyed, and Loki and Viper were actually like going to apologize to Olympius, and they were like, oh, Olympius, yeah, we fucked up, huh? And then Olympius just went on this rant. He's like, you bastards, like, you ruined this. My mother is gone because of you. I'll never see her again. I hate you. You're incompetent. You know, and Loki was like, how dare you? Don't you ever speak to us like this again. But Olympius had regained his powers at this point, and he kicked the shit out of Loki. He should have destroyed them both at this point. But then Queen Bansheera appeared to her demons. And yeah, so she didn't die, but she had regained like a little bit of her body. She didn't regain it all because the Rangers ruined the ceremony, but like she had like her body, she just didn't have like arms or legs, but you know, there was stuff there. So yeah, the Rangers have won this battle. The Queen didn't get her full body and power, but she kinda has a body, so yeah. So at the end of this episode, Ryan was just freaking out, man. He was like, look, I know she wasn't fully revived, but you just don't understand. This queen is crazy powerful. She will eventually regain her powers. And it doesn't matter what weapons you build, what zords you build, what you throw at her, she will destroy us all and build that palace. So, you know, the only thing that we can do right now is find a way to seal these demons up again into the shadow world. Like, it's been done before. We know it can be done, so I need to take my ass to go traveling around the world to figure it out. So, you got me, Daddy, you got the bill. But no, so basically Ryan was like, look, eventually the Queen will gain her full powers, and like, she's just going to destroy us all. Like, it doesn't matter what we build, doesn't matter what we do, so we need to find a way to seal her ass away. So Ryan is just going to search for that way. I guess he was going to search for like the ancient spell or like anything basically to get rid of these demons. And I thought it was a great way to write him out of the show, since, you know, like, he's an originally made ranger, so, you know, it's expensive to constantly use him. You know, no Sentai footage for him. So they had to write him out a little bit for that. So I thought that was a smart way. Like, yeah, why not find the ancient spell that seals these demons up in the first place? Like, it's a smart plan. So yeah, Ryan disappeared for some episodes to go look for that, and the 5 Rangers, you know, protected the city by themselves like they originally did.